So grateful for listening. Yeah.
Well, after that amazing startup of the morning, good morning to everyone. Good morning, Tara. How are you doing?
Doing beautifully. So happy to be here in your presence.
That's awesome. So yeah, welcome to Tuesdays, the Tuesdays of the Daily Huddle. But before we start, we are all going to send a very happy birthday to Sheila James, who is our friend, dear friend. Sheila, happy birthday. We hope you have an amazing day today.
Happy birthday, Sheila.
Okay,
Happy birthday,
so
Sheila.
there you go, Sorel. Awesome. So my name is Andrea, and I'm your host for every fourth Tuesday of the month. And our Tuesdays themes, as you know, is everything related to relationship and communication matters. I'm building this with a group of women, and our expertise is in relationship and communication. And I see it from an entrepreneurial business kind of lens. I'm an implementation coach, which means I want to help you do something, and that takes me to the topic that we are going to be discussing today. In addition to my superpowers, which Sorel and Gio told me, and Tara confirmed, is organization and clarity. I love the idea that Tara brings to the equation, which is this idea of telling a story. So, what better way to for us to unpack the power of a storytelling mechanism, which is the hero's journey? So, why don't we go ahead and kick it off? So, the question of the day is, how can the hero's journey help you, help us? And as you know, every time that I have a discussion like this, I have an objective and I have an outcome. So the objective of today's call is we're going to chat. This I wanted to be this a little bit of a discussion as we've done it in the past, and is discussing the critical importance of this tool in communication and relationships, particularly when you are making decisions. And what is the outcome of today's session? We're going to get some practical applications in our life. So let's start. What is the hero's journey, and how can it help us to quit, to pivot, or to push through? Have you feel at any moment in your life when you feel completely stuck? Like you are at a crossroads, you're unsure what comes next. Maybe you're drained, feeling exhausted, maybe frustrated. Potentially, all of us here and everyone who potentially is going to hear this at a later time has felt one of those feelings that I just listed. Stuck. Are you at a crossroad? You're frustrated, you're exhausted. So if this resonates with you, I'm going to say and make a statement that you're right in the middle of the hero's journey, whether you realize it or not. So let's talk about the journey. What does this mean? We all love a good story, whether it's in a movie, a book, that, by the way, I just finished the amazing Tara's hidden book, Life Minutes. Thank you, Tara, for that beautiful present. So, like I was saying, we all love a good story, either a movie or book or in a real life. And why? The reason is that the majority of those stories are structured instinctively in the hero's journey. The brief overview that the first person that provided, well, it comes back from the times in Greece and the Greeks, but truly the first person who put it in front of us as a tool, as a mechanism of communication was Joseph Campbell's with The Hero with a Thousand Faces. He outlines a universal story, which is this. There is a hero. They don't know they're a hero yet, but there is a hero, and they live in an ordinary world. They are either facing a problem or they are called to adventure. They go in this adventure. There are many challenges. They fight. They try to overcome issues. They come back transformed, either to help others or internally returning home as a better person. So again, there's a hero, simple human being in their ordinary world with a problem. They either embrace the change or they're called to an adventure. They face challenges. They're transformed and come back with something wiser to teach other people or for them to become better. So um, I want you to think for a second. I truly believe you've seen this in your life. Let's say in a movie. Think about Star Wars. What is the piece that we're missing in that hero journey is the guide. When they're doing this transformation, there's a guide that knows a little bit more than they do and help them transform in that path. Think about The Matrix. That's another, I like that movie. So there's another movie. There is a hero who doesn't know that there's a hero, faces challenges. There's a guide that helps them through it, become transformed, and help others. I see this pattern and I experience it in my own life, but I wanted to have another point of validation from a storytelling perspective. So I read this book, which I truly recommend you do. It's called Save the Cat by Brad Snyder. Save the Cat was meant to be for screenwriters. It is a very simple framework to help people how to write a story. And one of the things that he help us investigate and help us as screenwriters is what is the one-liner in your life? And is the same structure as the hero story. I'm going to read you two of the examples he uses in that book to tell us what is the hero story. This is a movie about a struggling salesman who, after losing his job and home, fights to keep custody of his son while working toward a better life, eventually landing in a prestigious internship at a brokerage firm. You see the trend? There's a hero who doesn't know that there's a hero, goes through a transformation. Even more simple movies, this one I love, and is an amazing title, Legally Blonde. But this is the story of a blonde sorority queen who gets dumped by her boyfriend and follows him to Harvard Law to win him back, only to realize she's smarter and more capable than anyone thought. You see the trend? You see the trend? So I want you to take just 1 minute and write something in this hero who doesn't know he's a hero, lives in an ordinary world to transform and become a better person. Take 1 minute and I'm going to count it starting right now on something that you are the hero, who you are experiencing something in your life. Just think for a minute about something that either you're currently struggling with or you did in the past. The minute starts right now. Here comes the time. Did you feel in your head at some point when you were writing, or at least thinking about this hero's journey, that you were called to an adventure, meaning you're feeling stuck and you want to change this, and there's a sense of you moving? That could be one of the feelings you felt. It could be that you have some challenges that you need to push through or go through, like the road of trials. This is a point of my life that I must overcome this challenge that I'm experiencing. That could be another one. There's another feeling called the darkest moment, is that when you are so down that the only solution you have is to stop doing or quit. That's another one of those feelings. Or were you feeling that you are right in the cusp of, I am emerging with clarity, I'm feeling better, I overpass, I was able to pass this transition, now I have strength and new direction. Did anybody of you guys feel that way? Are you willing to share a little bit about your feelings when you were thinking about it or writing this hero journey idea in your life?
I'm going to give somebody besides me a chance to talk first, see if somebody else wants to share.
No worries. Let me see in the chat. It's okay, Tara. Maybe
All right,
sometimes this
I'll
is
warm us up.
difficult. Go forward. And the idea, of course, is if you feel that you want to be vulnerable, it's okay. But if not, it's about sharing your experience when you were writing it.
So this is very, very timely because I just posted on LinkedIn about what I'm about to tell you this morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So as Andrea mentioned, I just published a book, and the book is not self-help, it's not how-to, it's not very well organized. But the more I write and the more I wrote it and the more I even write my blogs, the more I wanted it to be a work of art. And that feels arrogant and scary and all those things. And the comments and reactions that I've gotten so far are helping me to believe that I am a writer, not just a storyteller, and perhaps an aspiring artist. So I still
my God.
I still need a lot more confidence in that realm, but I'm making that journey.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And that idea of that journey is that you just mentioned it. You don't see yourself as a hero. You're not, because at some point in our lives, we started this belief that when you say you're a hero, you truly need to go through such pain and save lives and save granted. But your hero journey, you've gone through a lot of pain. And right now you're turning that pain into art. You're an artist. And you're going through that transition and transforming yourself because the way that you have helped, for example, me, with your art, with your book, is learning from your journey, and you're already doing what you don't believe you are meant to be.
And that's, to me, the only way it can matter. The only way any of us can be a hero is if we matter to somebody else. So, yeah.
Exactly. And that takes me, thank you so much for sharing, Tara. And that takes me to the second part of this analysis, because what you share with us in using the hero's journey could help you with three things. It could help reframe our struggles. It could put a different lens of what we do. Instead of seeing obstacles or signs to just stop, we can see them as necessary steps in our journey. If we want to continue moving forward with the journey, those challenges are seen as necessary steps. So again, the first thing that can help us is to reframe our struggles. The hero's journey can also help us do a second thing, which I love. And this is my passion. It gives us permission to say no. It gives us permission to quit. It gives us permission to stop doing what we don't want to be doing, what we're not meant to be. Because sometimes the best way to grow is by walking away from what's holding us back. That is the favorite thing that I use the hero's journey for. It gives us permission to say no. And number 3, which I know for a fact, because again, I know Tara and I read her book. She and I are very similar in this nature. We take action. Not doing something, even if it's a small step, is not something that our personality will allow us to feel that we're going somewhere. So heroes, and again, it's difficult to put that word when you're describing yourself, but heroes don't stay stuck. They move, even if it's very small. So again, the framework of the hero's journey, that story that I told you at the beginning, can help you do 3 things. It can reframe your struggles in a different lens, putting them as necessary steps. Number 2, gives you permission to say no. Again, that's the one that I love the most, because potentially sometimes the best way of moving ahead is to say no to those things that are holding you back. And number 3, encourage you to take action, even if it's a small step. Okay? So now, for a practical application, if you recognize, as we did in the first example, that you are the hero in your journey, first exercise for a practical, we're going to have 2 exercises for practical application. The first one, did it help you do one of the 3 things that I mentioned? Did it help you reframe your struggles? Did it give you permission to say no? Did it encourage you to take action? And Tara, since we're using your example, why don't we bring you back to the equation and see if this exercise of writing down help you with one of those 3 things?
Oh my goodness. All of them, I hate to say, but yes.
Okay. Can you expand a little bit on that?
So I've mentioned this before, but part of my writing and sharing what we've been through as a family was to make the suffering matter so that it wouldn't be wasted. And that certainly reframes struggle. So when someone learns about it and our response and what we did with it, it is my greatest hope that they will stand a little taller and feel a little bit stronger to do the same. The permission to say no is I walked away from my biggest money-making client to finish this book. And that was nice income that I walked away from, and it was hard, and I'm forever glad that I did it. And then to take action, last weekend I was at a workshop conducted by Cheryl Strayed to start my 2nd book. So here we go, sister.
I love it, Tara. I love it. Thank you so much. And it truly helps you. And whenever you're writing that sentence, whenever you're describing your hero's journey, you can use it to remind yourself about what you have come through and where you're going, right? Because the main path is, okay, has happened. Those are the decisions that I made. Where am I going? And that framework can help you say, I'm in the right path. This action, this decision that I need to make, and this is the second part of the activities. Do I need to make a decision? Something that is going to potentially be not super drastic in my life, but I need to make a decision and I don't know what to do. You go back to what you wrote in your hero's journey. If it's part of that story, you do it. If it's not part of the story, it could help you make a decision.
Beautiful. You're brilliant. I get so lucky to be in your presence. Keep talking.
Thank you so much. Okay, so to summarize, this hero's journey is going to help us 3 things: reframe our struggles, give us permission to say no, to quit something that we should be not doing, and number 3, encourage us to action. So that was our first practical exercise. Will be after you write your hero's journey, and I encourage you to make it funny. There's so many games out there, like find your rapper name or like Little Wiggles or something like that. And you create the story. That's what I wrote mine. Little Wiggles quits her 9 to 5 in corporate America to decide and start her own business, only to realize that she's running out of time to finish her book, become a criminal lawyer, and save all the stray animals and become Mother Teresa. So make it fun. Make it fun. Make it something that it could be a movie. And because why? Because you're going to reframe the struggles. I quit, like Tara said, a job very lucrative in corporate America to start my own business. That's scary. But it gives me permission. It gave me permission to say no to the things that I needed to let go. Encourage me to take action. And right now, thinking that I still need to finish my book, I may study another career, I don't know, and I need to rescue all the animals I can, encourage me to take action. You see where I'm going with this? And things that are not aligned to that story, well, I'm not going to do them. They're not feeling right now. And the freedom that this structure gives you is that you can change it at any moment. You don't have to stick with the same movie line. You can evolve your movie line. You can evolve your hero's journey. Okay, practical application number 2. What is your next step? So if we recognize that we are in a hero's journey, we see ourselves either at the beginning of the journey, we see ourselves right in the middle where the challenges and the chaos and the difficulties are happening, or we see in the cusp of this transformation. Hey, I overcame so much that it was struggle and it made me a stronger person. And now I'm right in this cusp to come back with additional knowledge that I can share with others, or I'm just feeling better. If you're right in that cusp, what is the one decision or action? What is the next step that you need to take to move forward? If you're in the ordinary world at the beginning of the story, what do you need to do to move to your struggle? There's going to be challenges. What do I need to do? What do I need to confront? If you're in this road of trials, everything is chaotic. What do I need to learn? Who do I need to be with? That's the guide. That's looking for your Yoda. That's looking for your Karate Kid guide. Who is going to help me transform, or what do I need to learn? What do I need to read? What do I need to do to get out of this road of trials? But if you're already past that and you're in your transformation area, what do I need to do to create a new hero's journey? What is my next story? What is my next line? So the closing thought, and I want to get, if Tara wants to share more about this, by all means, but any other person in the room can share too. The closing thought, and I want us to think about it truly, truly strong and feel it. You feel free to close your eyes. Feel to feel all the feelings that a hero that may not know that they are a hero can face during this journey. You are the hero of your own story. The next question is, are you answering the call to an adventure to change your ordinary world? Or are you resisting it? And do you want to stay in your ordinary world? Which is totally okay. There's no right or wrong. But you are the own hero of your journey. The question and the closing thought that I want you to think about it, write about it. Are you answering the call to adventure? Do you want to change the problems that you are facing? Or are you resisting? Are you staying? Any thoughts about the work that we've done today? Any thoughts about the hero's journey and bringing this concept and framework to your life that you guys want to share?
Um, well, I like that concept, and I believe I can remember a session. Oh, I believe I can remember a session when Tara was talking, brought it to us before, quite a
Mhm.
while ago. I think that maybe 2 years ago or more. Tara, you talked about that journey.
Possibly.
Yeah, I believe it was. She maybe about 2 years ago. She was the first one that I think I heard, and or it might have been Dr. Monica Orgando. I'm not really sure, but I know the first place I heard it was what I'm trying to say was here on the Daily Huddle.
Mhm.
Okay, and
That's awesome, Stan.
yeah, that's positive. And then to hear you talking about it again today, Andrea, is just really great. And yeah, I'm trying to take that journey. I would answer that question. Yes. I'm definitely trying to take that journey. And it sometimes can be a bit uh I would use the term it can be a little bit frustrating sometimes when you're not making it as fast as you want to make it through. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
When you're not moving as quickly to the place that you want to be, when you're not, but it is the journey.
It is the journey.
Final analysis, it is the journey.
Mm.
So I just want to thank you for reminding me of that today. I
Absolutely,
needed I
Stan.
needed to
And
hear that.
awesome. Thank you so much. And one of the things, if you are, it sounds like you are potentially struggling with an expectation on a time frame.
Yeah.
Perhaps, mhm,
Yes.
perhaps what you want to do is clarify your expectations about what that time frame means to you. Because time is a constraint we put to ourselves. You can,
Hmm.
for example, you can say, hey, I'm going to take 1 hour to write where I am in the hero's journey and the things that I need to do. Or you can say, I don't know how long it takes. So I'm just going to start doing it without an end goal. So
Hmm.
maybe you think about your relationship with time because the first thing that you say is like, I'm going through the journey, got it. But there's an expectation that I should be faster.
Yes.
Maybe you need to evaluate your relationship with time. Maybe
Yeah.
you're doing it at the right time that you need to be doing it, at the cadence that you need to be doing it, but you have an expectation. Maybe you evaluate the expectation. Just an idea.
I thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing, Stan.
You're welcome.
And I think that we have another minute or so. If there is anybody else that wants to, yeah, the idea that this hero journey is nothing new, is just being used now in the framework of making decisions. And my favorite one is giving you permission to say no. So if you're not part of my story right now where I want to go, say
Mhm.
no.
Mhm.
Any other thoughts?
I love that you are referencing, and thank you, Stan, for shining a light on this, that it is about the journey. Because when I think that if we sit back and think, no, we're not on a journey, then that means that we're not seeking to grow, we're not aspiring to change. And that would not be a good existence for me. So thank you
Mhm.
for that reminder that it is
Mhm.
the journey that we are after, not the
Yes.
destination.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And again, yeah, the destination is potentially just the starting of your new journey. There's no, that's what I was saying. If you're already in your transformation at the end of this journey, of this story, write the next one. And then it's a little chain, and then you added another chain, and then you added another chain.
Ah, fantastic. Yes.
Awesome. Anybody
Right.
else before we close? Well, I think that we are right on time. So, thank you everybody for allowing us to have this conversation about a very old vehicle of communication and building relationships, which is the hero's journey, and how we can use it and embrace it for our life. To close, our tenants usually, and I encourage you to include them in your hero's journey. Love, love with passion, give, laugh. I hope your laughing is in that journey because laugh is one of the divine powers we have as humans. Stress less, sleep as much as possible, eat plants, and move that body. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy your journey and
Thank
see
you,
you
Andrea. Thank you, Harry.
tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank you,
family.
Andrea. You are fab.
Thank you. Thank you, family.